basketball is my love, always have been, and I can't ever envision an ending of something like that. You know, that passion that I have for the game until I'm dead and gone.
Michael Jordan was the best player ever to play the game because he excelled at every facet of the game.
He was the fiercest of all the competitors. He was all universe, all planet, the best of the best. Everyone he played with, he elevated their game.
He could set the bar at 7.5 feet and tell them nobody's ever jumped that before, and they say, I can do it.
When you think of Michael Jordan, it's just that competitive fire.
Michael Jordan became a symbol of both the Bulls and the league.
I chose number 23. One of the reasons was because of Michael Jordan.
My son is 3 years old, and if you ask him who wears number 23, he'll say Michael Jordan. Michael's everybody's hero.
He can save anyone from anything that's going on. He gave me a belief that I could do the same.
I learned a great deal from him, both from competitive spirit and also how to play the game.
LeBron James and his recent string of 6 consecutive 30-point, 60% shooting games was phenomenal. No doubt about it. Unfortunately for LJ, every time he does something great, it's compared to MJ. And Michael Jordan has an answer. Take, for example, his remarkable run in 1989, when Jordan recorded 10 triple-doubles in a span of 11 games. In the words of ESPN's Michael Wilbon, if a player put together that kind of stretch now, Twitter would explode. No doubt about that. Wilbon and the NBA Countdown crew discuss the Michael Jordan legacy.
Michael Jordan is 50 years old. I mean, that's one of those birthdays where you tease your buddies when they turn 50. Magic knows that you cannot tease Michael Jordan about anything related to age. But, Bill, you have spent almost a lifetime now studying basketball and the history of it. Let's talk about Michael Jordan's legacy. Where do you think that conversation begins?
I mean, we can't do it in less than a half hour. We're going to have to try. Best player I ever saw. No offense, Magic. Just incredible in person. But, two things stand out for me. One, just how famous he was. And, I was there when Bird was coming in and out every night. Bird was famous. Magic was famous. Michael had a different level of just, when he walked in, it was like a hurricane. Just every eye in the building was always on him at all times. I always was amazed.
You sound like you're describing Muhammad Ali, you know that.
It was like Ali. It was just, and I just never understood how he just lived his life that way. So that was one thing. And then the second, homicidally competitive. Like really, almost you could say he had a problem. He was so competitive. His entire life just revolved around beating other people.
6 titles, 6 finals MVPs. That means it was all about you each series. You were the mismatch. Trademark gym shoes, still top sellers to this day. Ball head, tongue wag. And why did they call him the Black Cat? Because he was smooth. 3-piece suits, tie, knotted up, showed you how to be a professional. And I personally hated in 1998. We were up 17.
I know the game you're talking
in the
about.
second quarter playing for the Pacers.
Game 7.
We had them. And they stole the ball from us, led by Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, literally out of 10 possessions, 7 times. Like we were a 9th grade high school team. He's that great. The Bulls were also.
Well, he's the greatest that's ever played. And
greatest who ever played.
Yeah.
You go right there.
No question about it. And the thing that made Michael so special, he did it on the highest level. Michael Jordan always took his game to another level in the playoffs, like we've never seen before. And then he took the game global, Michael. See, we all got into kids' living rooms that live international. We would have never done that without Michael Jordan. Larry and I brought the game back. Right?
The games were on tape delay.
Exactly. We put it on prime time, but Michael brought it to a whole nother level and took it international. And he's just a superstar. Like you said, Bill, he was a celebrity. He wasn't a basketball player. He was a celebrity.
The level of fame, the people who knew him, they put his head on a bottle of cologne because you didn't need to see his face.
When we were on the Dream Team, and we were practicing every day, Michael, you just shook your head because he took his game. I mean, we were playing as hard as we could, and he went to a whole nother level.
So you and Larry saw things that you had not seen.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you what happened, and he changed both Larry and I's lives, and this was interesting. We're at the hotel, And he comes in, he has a cigar in his mouth, and he says, I just want you guys to thank you guys. You did a wonderful job of bringing the league back up, but I want you to know it's a new sheriff in town. and we both have to say, yeah, you're right, you know. I mean, that's Michael Jordan, you know.
The other great thing about him is he's the only player that I can ever remember where the rule was just you didn't talk to him. You didn't trash talk him. You didn't make eye contact. Like, it was,
Well, with the
like he
Bulls,
just
you
put these
did, but with the Wizards, you snuck something.
We didn't talk about those
That's right.
Wizards years.
Because Michael did all the talking. He didn't give you a chance to say anything. You couldn't talk trash to him.
just don't
I
get
was
him
at
riled up.
courtside when you played that game 7 against the Bulls, and I was at courtside for a switch hands play. Not often you came out on the wrong end of anything, but the legacy of Michael Jordan conversation, you said, Bill, could go on
Yeah.
and on